What's up, guys? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me here for your free picks for Saturday, February 3rd. Well, guys, we have a very busy day ahead of us. There's 17 free picks for you for Saturday in this video, and of course, there is a parlay of the day at the end of it, so stay tuned for that. Of course, it's a five-legger, pays on it plus 350-ish or so, and I think it's gonna be a nice one, and it's gonna be another busy weekend ahead of us. Sunday is not gonna be much different. I believe that I have a list of like 16 games to talk about for Sunday, and of course, there's gonna be another parlay of the day for Sunday as well. For different free picks, go up to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel and check it out. Of course, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that like button. And for my best bet, simply click the link in the description of this video, and that will get you up to my page where you can sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass if that's something you want to do. Without wasting any more time further, guys, we do have a lot of games to go through, so let's kick it off as we usually do with the EPL. Everton versus Tottenham at Goodison Park. It's the first game of the day in the EPL, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a competitive game. Everton has been all over the place lately. They have won only one of their last six games, and on top of that, they haven't been scoring a lot of goals over the last six games. Only three goals, actually, making that two goals in those two games, and I it seems like their offensive output has reduced quite a bit, but luckily for them, they have kept a bunch of clean sheets during the same streak. I believe like five clean sheets in their last six games or so, and they are a very solid team when it comes to defending when playing at home. However, I don't think that they can stop Tottenham from scoring. Tottenham is an offensive firepower, and they are the team that doesn't really care much about defense, and I think that's potentially going to be a chance for Everton to get on the scoreboard and do something here, get a positive outcome out of this game. So both teams to score it over 2.5 at minus 118. That's going to be my pick for this one. Brighton will be hosting Crystal Palace in the matchup in DPL, and given the fact that these two teams had two high-scoring games this midweek, Crystal Palace has beaten Sheffield 3-2. Brighton lost 4-0 to Luton Town on the road. Before that, they have beaten Sheffield 5-2. Uh, as we can see, these two teams are scoring a lot of goals right now. So keeping it simple, guys, avoiding the sides in this game. Both just the over 2.5 at minus 133. I honestly can't believe that the books are giving us this price. Probably they're expecting a bit of a letdown spot, but I think that Crystal Palace is sniffing out their opportunity in this game, and we know that Brighton will definitely want to get back on the winning track after that debacle against Luton Town. So over 2.5 goals at minus 133. Burnley and Fulham is another matchup in the EPL on Saturday, guys. And you know what? These two teams have been in a bit of a slump right now. Neither team has won their last five games. Uh, and when playing at home, Burnley hasn't lost to Fulham in their last seven games. Now, defensively, neither side is doing that well. Not that they're doing much more in that attacking end, but I could see potentially both teams going for it here. Fulham needs a win to get back to the top 10. Burnley needs a win to try to get closer to the safe zone. And for that reason, both teams to score at minus 128. That's going to be my pick for this one. Newcastle is hosting Luton Town, and I think this was going to be very interesting. Luton Town is undefeated in their last five games. They are on a three-game winning streak, and during this three-game winning streak, Luton Town has scored 8 goals. On top of that, they're coming off of that massive win against Brighton 4-0, and their confidence is now sky high, guys, and they feel like they could beat anyone. Newcastle, on the other side, has two wins in a row when playing on the road. They scored 5 goals during those two games, and even though they still have a bunch of injured players, they are a very good team, and they can create chances, they can score goals, and I don't think that Luton Town will be able to stop them from scoring in this game. Uh, so I'm not going to try to get both teams to score in this. I'm just going to take over 3 goals at minus 114. That's an Asian lineup picking, which basically means that if we see 3 goals, we are getting a push. If we see more than 3 goals, we are going to get a win. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see 4 or 5 goals here. And I think it's going to be a great match between these two teams. The last game of the day in EPL is between Sheffield and Luton Town, and I'm gonna go for the full value in this one, guys. Uh, Aston Villa had a very sloppy game against Newcastle. They have lost 3-1. Before that, they haven't scored in their last two games on the road. And now they're facing Sheffield United, who has been showing a lot of promise. Like, as a matter of fact, Sheffield United has scored 10 goals in their last four games. Sure, they have won only one of those four games. They lost a couple. They conceded a bunch of goals. And for that reason, I think we're going to see a bunch of goals in this game. But simply, I have a feeling about Aston Villa in this one. I think that Unai Emery is going to do everything he can, everything in his power to get back on the winning track. And like I said, I'm going to go for the full value in this one. And that is Aston Villa to win and both teams to score at plus 200. In Spanish La Liga, guys, we have a few interesting games, and we are going to start it off with Alaves versus Barcelona. Uh, Now, this is the one we have to tread carefully. You will hear from me quite often saying that Barcelona is a very, very bad defensive team. Somehow they kept a clean sheet against Osasuna. I honestly could not believe that. I had both teams to score in that one, and one time I have it, they keep a clean sheet. I don't know what's happening with that team. They're so schizophrenic. They're so all over the place. They missed a ton of chances in that game. Uh, it should have been a much more comfortable win for them, but they're still undefeated on the road this season somehow with 5 wins and 5 draws. But we'll see what they can do against Alaves, who lost only one of their last six games. They have won four of those six, and they are now on a two-game winning streak while keeping two clean sheets in a row. Now, that's a strange sight to see, and it's going to be a very hard game for them. It's going to be a hard game for both teams, but at the price we are getting, uh, and I think it might be the death of me, to be honest. I will side with with Barcelona on the money line. It's minus 114 right now. It's going to be a close fought battle, but I don't know. It just seems like Barcelona has a way to get out on top in those games on the road, and I will give them the benefit of the doubt in this game. So I'm taking Barcelona on the money line. Girona will be hosting Real Sociedad, and this will be their chance to get back to the top of the table, even if it's only for a day. 9 wins, one draw, and one loss at home this season. They are coming off of a win against Celta Vigo 1-0 on the road, but this is the team that averages almost three score goals per game when playing at home. And Real Sociedad, as solid as they are defensively, especially when playing on the road, I think they will have a hard time defending against Girona here. They are missing a bunch of players because of the injuries, and so does Girona. But Girona is in a great form, in a great goal scoring form, and I'm gonna take Girona team total over 1.5 goals at plus 115 in this game against Real Sociedad. Off to German Bundesliga, everyone. We have Mainz versus Werder, the first game of the day, and Mainz, I don't know. They're just a very sloppy team this season. They're not scoring a lot of goals. They have scored only 14 goals so far this season, only 6 goals at home so far, but they have been solid defensive. Well, solid. They have conceded 13 goals in 8 games, which is not a lot for the team that's been fighting to stay above the relegation zone. And I simply have a feeling that they will get a win out of this one. Yes, Werder Bremen is on a two-game winning streak, and I don't know, maybe the books are giving us a gift of taking Werder Bremen on the money line or even a double chance, which should be like minus 130 or so. But I decided to go with Mainz on the money line at plus 110. This is simply my gut feeling, guys. If you don't have faith in it like I do, simply avoid this game or pick something else. But I'm going to take Mainz on the money line. I think it's going to be a close game, and I think it could be a low scoring game as well. So I'm going with Mainz. Darmstadt is hosting Leverkusen, and Leverkusen failed to win their last game against Gladbach 0-0. I have no idea how that game ended up in a 0-0 draw. It We should have easily seen like 4 or 5 goals in that game, and probably three alone from Leverkusen in that game. Darmstadt on the other side at the bottom of the table, and I think this is gonna be where they will pay for everything that Leverkusen missed in that game against Gladbach. They haven't won any of their last 13 games. They haven't won any of their last four games against Leverkusen, and they have only one win so far at home this season. So I think that Leverkusen will come out fighting in this one, and I think that they will start scoring goals as early as they can in this game. So I think this was going to be all Leverkusen guys, and I'm going to take them to win and over 2.5 goals at minus 154. And honestly, I wouldn't shy away from taking them to win and over 3.5 goals as well for nice plus money. Bayern Munich and Borussia Mönchengladbach is the next matchup in Bundesliga, and you know what? Gladbach has been known to take some points away from Bayern Munich in the past, whether they played at home or on the road. But Bayern Munich is coming off of a 3-2 win against Augsburg, and I think that scoring those three goals against Augsburg was kind of crucial for them because they were struggling with scoring goals in two out of the three games before that. And now they finally got three, and I think they will stop. I think they will keep going. They will try to catch up to Bayer Leverkusen, keep close to them, take over the top of the table. And Borussia Mönchengladbach has only one win on their own this season, so there's not much we can expect from them when playing on their own. Uh, but because I'm a cautious guy, mostly, I will not take the goals. I will not take the sides. I will take over 4.5 corners in the first half at minus 143, which is a pick we had the last two times that Bayern was playing, and it hit both times. So I'm gonna rely on it once again, and I'm gonna take over 4.5 corners in the first half. Freiburg and Stuttgart will be facing off in another Bundesliga matchup. And you know what? Stuttgart demolished Leipzig last week 5-2 at home. And this is a proof that they can score goals even without Guerassi in the starting lineup. I think he might be back for this game, to be honest, but I'm not sure if he will be in the starting lineup or not. Freiburg, as good as they are in the attacking end, they are not as good when it comes to defending. They have conceded 31 goals in 19 games. That's way more than they actually scored this season. And for that reason alone, I think that both teams to score an over 2.5 at minus 105. I think that's a great way to go, and I love the price. Honestly, this might be one of my premium picks for the day. Bochum and Augsburg are facing off as well on Saturday, and I think that Bochum, to be honest, is a bit of a too big of a favorite in this matchup because Augsburg is a very solid team and they have been quite consistent this season. Sure, their best games are being played at home, but overall they are very solid on the road as well. They're not scoring a lot, but they're solid when it comes to defending. And like I said, I think this is going to be a very tight game. I think we're going to see a battle between these two teams. And for that reason, I'm going to give it a shot with the first half draw at plus 115. And then whatever happens in the second half happens. So, nil-nil maybe in the first half, maybe 1-1 if we are lucky, if we see goals in this one. But however I slice it, I see a draw at halftime. And Köln will be hosting Eintracht Frankfurt in the last game of the day in Bundesliga, and they are another team that's trying to get above the relegation zone. They're not doing that good of a job. Only one home win so far this season, five losses and three draws. While Eintracht is now undefeated in their last three games, they made some signings during the January transfer window, and they definitely deserve to be the favorites that they are here. However, in this matchup, when playing at home, Köln has been quite solid when it comes to scoring goals, and I think they will do it here again, simply because they have to if they want to get above the relegation zone. So, both teams to score for me in this one at minus 133. Off to the Italian Serie A, guys, we have a couple of games. We have Frosinone hosting Milan. And Milan dropped points against Bologna last week. I get it. It was, I believe, a 2-2 draw with a penalty, like in the 90th minute or so. But Frosinone, despite their solid results over the last couple of weeks, they are undefeated. They have they've beaten Cagliari 3-1 and 1-1 against Verona. Uh, I think that this one will go to Milan. Milan has went over 2.5 in their last six games in a row. They have never lost a game to Frosinone in the past. And I'm going to go for the full value here as well. I'm going to take Milan to win and over 2.5 goals, and that is at plus 130. Bologna and Sassuolo is another matchup in Serie A that we have. And you know what? Bologna, without a win in their last five games, while Sassuolo has a couple of wins in their last six games, but they have also four losses as well. And when it comes to defending on the road, they're not doing a good job. They have lost each of their last that's what, one, two, three, 4 games on the road. They haven't beaten anyone on the road since late November, and I'm not sure they have what it takes to start now. Bologna, a solid team. Sure, they're not scoring a lot, but overall, a very solid team, especially defensively and at home, where they conceded only 5 goals in 10 games. So you need to create a lot of chances in order to beat Bologna at home. And you need to be quite effective. So I'm not sure that Sassuolo is that right now. They might get to the scoreboard once, but like I said, defensively, they are a very sloppy team, and I don't think they can keep a clean sheet. So I'm going to go with both teams to score in this game between Bologna and Sassuolo. For the French League One picks on Saturday, we have a couple of games as well. We have Rennes playing against Montpellier in the first one, and I'm gonna keep this one very very simple, guys. Rennes is a bit of an is on a bit of a winning streak right now. Well, not a bit of a winning streak. They have won their last 5 games in a row. And even though Montpellier is in a solid form, they have lost only one of their last 6 games. And I don't know. They have won some games on the road. They have lost some games on the road. They're not scoring a lot on the road, and that's their biggest problem. And for that reason, I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to take Rennes on the money line at minus 154. Now, to get the maximum value out of this pick, I will honestly put it in a double, take a little bit more risk, and get nice plus money out of it because it is a risky money line if I'm being honest. And minus 154 is not that great of a price on the home team. So maybe put it in a double with another, let's call it safe pick and get nice plus money out of it. But even as a single, minus 154 is not great, but it's decent. So I'm taking Ren on the money line. Not endless is the last pick of this video before we move on to the parlay of the day. I think this was going to be a very close one. Sure, Nantes has won only one of their last 6 games. They have lost 4 of those 6. Lens on the other side is coming off of a win against Toulouse 2-0, but before that they were on a 3-game losing streak. So defensively, neither team is that good. And let's be honest, Lens on the road, they're not conceding a lot, only 1 goal on average, just over 1 goal on average. They're scoring less. While Nantes on the other side at home is conceding quite a bit, 1.4 goals, and they're also scoring 1.4 goals. But their form is a very bad thing at the moment. And for that reason, I'm going to go with another first half draw at plus 105. And now we are up to the parlay of the day, guys. Five legger pays on at plus 349, like I said. Brighton versus Crystal Palace over 1.5 goals. Sheffield versus Aston Villa over 2.5 goals. I'm gonna take Barcelona on the double chance against Alaves. I'm gonna take Leverkusen on the money line against Darmstadt on the road, and Freiburg versus Stuttgart over 2 goals, which is an Asian line. Which means again, if we get 2 goals, we get a push while the rest of the parlay lives. If we get 3 or more goals, it's gonna be a winner as well. Like I said, guys, parlay pays on at plus 349. Hopefully, it's going to be a good day for us. Hopefully, it's going to be a great parlay. We have to get back on track. We lost the last 2 in a row or so, and only on one leg or something like that, something stupid. So let's hope we get it back in this. Let's hope we get it back with this parlay and on this very busy Saturday. So that's it, everyone. I hope you have a great day, guys. Good luck with all of your bets on Saturday. Stay tuned for more free picks and enjoy your day.